Good evening, customers of Knowhere Games and Comics. It's me, Matthias, here with your weekly live stream of all the awesome new comics that came out today. New Comic Book Day, January 22nd of 2020. Lots of awesome things to talk about. Some things unfortunately sold out, but that's what happens. It's why you guys need to rush in here early or have a pull list so we grab everything for you before anyone else touches it and guarantee it is here for you. Also a good reason to watch our Saturday live stream where we talk about all the comics that are on final order cutoff so you can guarantee them in whatever quantity or covers you like. But before we dive into all the awesome new comics, and before I introduce the wonderfully untalkative Richard Robello, I want to point out that this week is the release of the brand new Magic the Gathering set, Theros Beyond Death. Perfect time to swing by the store and grab all that amazing product when it becomes available on Friday. Lots of awesome cards in this set. A lot of cool things you don't want to miss out on. Make sure you come in and grab those really cool fat pack bundles. And then, of course, next week we should have some of the new Pokemon set. So, without further ado, though, let me introduce you to the ever so silent, ever so non-talkative, the man who barely opens his mouth, Richard Robello. He is an amazing eclipser.
So the shitty thing is I was holding on that, but I can't play because you have so much management.
So, Richard will, of course, be with us to talk about all the awesome new comics because you know you can't shut him up when you talk about John Romita Jr. or anything involving a mutant. So, let's dive directly into the new comics. We'll start with the new graphic novel so you can hear him eventually start speaking. And we will dive in with a little bit of Vault Fun because we're doing a sale this week where all of our Vault graphic novels are 15% off or a greater discount if you buy more than one. The newest ones being Sarah and the Royal Stars, Resonant, and Necromancer's Map, a Song of the Dead's tale, actually sequel to Song of the Dead, but also great jumping on point if you've not read any of the Song of the Dead. We have Bloodshot, getting you all ready for the upcoming Vin Diesel movie that everyone's excited about, especially after that last round of trailers. And then we dive into the new comics, starting with Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 38. It is an incredible continuance of Nick Spencer's run, though I will admit we do not have the wonderful Ryan Otley on interiors on this. Coelho still makes for a great move. If you didn't already grab the Xmas project that Mark Miller snuck out there, American Jesus, New Messiah, you need to come and grab issue number 1, because issue number 2 is out, continuing this very interesting story, along with Peter Gross. The original volume soon to be a Netflix-adapted series, which means this might soon follow it. Angela de la Morte is hitting its 3rd issue from the great guys at Red 5. Well, Archie vs. Predator Volume 2 hits its final issue. This one is such a fun and popular one. Love those great damn parent covers. All sorts of amazing covers, though, for this fun and unique mixture of comic properties. My pick of the week is The Great Atlantis Attack. Spinning out of New Agents of Atlas, we get all the wonderful Asian characters of the Marvel Universe, with Greg Pak writing it, as Namor does what he has been threatening to do across the Mutant and Avengers books for the past year or two. He is finally bringing war to the land, as he brings the Atlanteans and all too many sea monsters to war with Asia, and particularly Pan City. This is a really, really cool one. As a Namor fan, I'm absolutely in love with it. If you're loving Agents of Atlas, you definitely need to grab it. We have 2 amazing main covers and an absolutely stunning Bill Everett gem that was pulled out. Batgirl hits issue number 43 this week with a great Terry Dodson cover. We would be, of course, showing you Batman, but we were all sold out. Don't worry, we have a restock, so if you need it, please get orders in. The same thing I want to point out is that if you get your orders in right now, you can get some Batman Beyond number 40 first printings, as we still have a few more of those on the way. Yes, it is the big reveal of who Batwoman Beyond is. However, if you just want Batman the Curse of the White Knight, don't worry, we have your 6th issue here, a great cover done by Sean Gordon Murphy, the same Sean Murphy who writes and draws this awesome comic. Then, continuing on with the Batman theme, a bevy of Bat books available today. We have Batman Superman number 6 with a great Simone Bianchi cover and an awesome cover by Marquez. Speaking of great covers, I think you all know Sid Mead, thank you for that. I'm just going to turn this right over to the man who knows Sid Mead far better and loves his Blade Runner. What is that awesome item you have right there?
So this is the Blade Runner comic books that I've been talking up every time a new one comes out. This is the New York Comic Con exclusives for issues 1 through 4, the Sid Mead variants, but as virgin covers. They're absolutely gorgeous. This is your last pack.
Yeah, that's the last
So
pack.
it's 4 of them for $15. You can't get a better deal because the cover prices were more than that. But on top of that, you get to own amazing artwork times 4. There's 4 of them, and then also a piece of history. Because sadly, the day that this went on to order, Sid Mead passed away. And if you don't know who Sid Mead is, well, you're probably going to be very confused as to why I'm telling you to buy a Blade Runner book, but he's the guy that did all the artwork and set design for Blade Runner. He also did Aliens, Tron. I believe his first movie was Star Trek: The Motion Picture. But he's been in design forever. He even used to design cars for Ford. An amazing, amazing artist and designer. And this is a great opportunity to pick up not only a great comic book, but like I said, a piece of history and some great artwork. They're awesome, and it's only $15.
Yeah, you can't beat that when the normal cover price on a basic cover is $4. 4 issues would cost you $16 in tax.
Yep.
You get this for $15. These are limited edition virgin variants focusing on some brilliant art by a absolutely amazing and historically effective artist in the sci-fi genre.
Show off the covers real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, pop it open. Let's show this really quick. This is really, Sid Mead deserves our time on screen right now. We'll put that back together
Issues
for anybody who wants it.
2, 3, and 4.
Like it just defines the world of Blade Runner 2019.
Yeah, they're awesome. I actually picked them up as the regular trade dresses, and now you can get all 4 in virgin.
Yeah.
And they're limited because it was a New York Comic Con exclusive. So if you couldn't get to New York to go to a Comic Con, save your money.
Got them bagged and boarded and everything for you. And we'll put that set back together, but that is definitely something worth your time, so make sure you come in and grab that last one. Moving on, we have Books of Magic, issue number 16 from the great Cat Howard. Catalyst Prime 7 Days continues the 4th issue of Gail Simone's epic set in the Catalyst Prime world with an amazing Step and Sage cover. We then move on to the final issue of Conan Serpent War. Conan Serpent War is wrapping up here, but don't worry, it continues on as Jim Zub continues with Conan and the Marvel characters in the upcoming Battle for the Serpent Crown. And once again, the man who knows the Hyborian age like no other, the Robert E. Howard of the modern era, is Richard Ribello. Tell us what we get to find out in this Moon Knight crossover.
We get to finally see all 4 of our heroes take on the Serpent King, or Serpent God, in a battle. And so this is, like I said, like Matthias just said, it's the 4th and final issue, so you find out if they win the battle, what happens to each of our heroes, because they all come from basically a different world, really, different time, different places. And then the most important thing, and the thing that got me the most excited about it, is the very final ends of this. It sets up the Serpent Crown with surprise appearances, and makes me just want to now continue reading into the next series. So if you like Conan, you like Moon Knight, Agnes, if you liked any of these series that they've been doing, Solomon Kane, then pick this up. I'm sure you've already been reading it if you're interested. But if you're curious as to where it's going to go, this is the issue that leads into the next title.
Yeah, and wonderfully, we actually have first printings on the full run of it, so make sure you come and grab that. Then we're going to jump from Robert E. Howard to another writer or a contemporary of the man, Edgar Rice Burroughs, the man who brought us to the world of Barsoom, also known as Mars, where warlord John Carter once ruled. But in the new Dejah Thoris series, we deal with his wife, the warrior princess of Helium, my favorite character in classic fiction. It is Dejah Thoris, and issue number 2 from the great Dan Abnett is just all sorts of fun and action as we see her fight for her life on a dying Mars, with great covers by Perillo, Linzer, cosplay covers, Castro covers, etc. These are all amazing. Make sure you grab this awesome book. I love it so much. Then we hit Excalibur, the 6th issue in its Dawn of X crossover, as Captain Britain goes up against something new there. So on that end, I'm going to need my Krakoan correspondent, Richard. What are your thoughts on Teenie Howard's new book with that great artwork by Marcus Toe?
I'm just going to start where we left off last time we discussed issue 5, and why I kept reading on in this series. I don't know if it's
just say it. You can say it. You can say it.
The issue 5 ends with Rogue getting new powers because Rogue finally wakes up, and the powers she takes on, because she absorbs people's powers. This gentleman right here.
In a bit of a permanent way too, if I recall.
That's where we pick up, and pretty cool. So yeah, you have quite a few showdowns in this, besides Rogue getting her powers from Apocalypse, but Apocalypse is definitely pulling the strings here, and you get to find out really what his kind of MO is and what his end game might be. Not to use a pun, but there's a showdown between brother and sister in here, to the death.
Ooh.
So, kind of cool.
Yeah. And if you think brother and sister warfare is crazy, what about family warfare's Fantastic Four hits issue number 18 from Dan Slott. We hit Far Sector issue number 3, continuing to span this brave new, I can't even say world, space sector, actually, in the amazing run from N.K. Jemisin, and then the absolutely beautiful artwork in every single panel by Jamal Campbell. Firefly fans, things are getting very interesting for Mal Reynolds. Greg Pak, the same man who's bringing us Atlantis Attacks, has the spirit of Firefly down so perfectly, but as of issue 13, things are getting a little intense. Make sure you come and grab this, especially with all the talks of a potential return to Firefly. Folklore gets ultra amazing in issue number 3. I am loving this book by Matt Kent. It is not a traditional Matt Kent book, but it also takes a hard twist right here. Well, this cover is amazing. I'm going to go to the man of fantasy himself, Richard, to show you another one and give you his thoughts.
Look at that cover. That is absolutely stunning, badass, and cool.
Dustin went at his best.
That is just cool. And if you notice a trend between the two covers, this is really creepy. The other one's got some kind of little horror thing going on. This story took a turn I was not expecting it at all. It gets pretty dark and grim. And it was cool. It was not where I thought this was going. I'm really enjoying this series. If you're not picking it up and not reading it, you should definitely be doing so, because it is a good one. And I can't wait to see where this goes from here. So... I find the little narration at the beginning and ends to be the most intriguing part, the most confusing. There's someone narrating the story that we may or may not have been introduced to. I don't know. But this issue is really cool. It definitely takes a dark turn.
I got a theory I'll have to talk about after the live stream on that, but yeah.
It's
but no,
not
great
Superman.
book. Yeah, not a traditional Matt Kent one, but awesome. And if you like creepy, then you will love the first year of the Ghostbusters, as Chris Burnham joins a wonderful cast to give us a very unique tale that will get us all the more excited for the upcoming third Ghostbuster film. Then, a big pick of the week, probably because you're in the middle of nowhere right now, Guardians of the Galaxy is revamped after some intense and emotional damage that Donny Cates has wrought upon the crew. We get a brand new series under the new writer Al Ewing. Some awesome covers available. Many of the better covers, I have to say, sold out. But we will turn to our own Guardian of Somewhere.
Is it Ewing or Ewing? I always pronounce it Ewing, but I could just have been saying it wrong forever.
I would assume Ewing. I'll have to...
Ewing, Ewing, whichever.
He's Al to me.
The only thing you need to know about him is he's a badass writer. He just kills it every single time. And if all you're familiar with about Ewing or Ewing, Al, let's just call him Al, is the Immortal Hulk, which is a great place to start. He is the go-to guy for the longest time, for quite some time. It's not as far back as I can remember because I'm old. But when it comes to the cosmology of Marvel, he is the guy that keeps creating the different and new cosmos every time they reboot everything. And it shows in this. So he's back doing the cosmic side of things, and I thought the coolest parts in this were like the homages and the little nods to like all the old stories. Like when Star-Lord was actually a Star-Lord, and not the before he was MCU'd, so to speak. Rocket was his old Rocket self. So there's a lot of cool stuff in this book, and it's really setting up a lot, and it's a fun read.
Yeah. And speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, as I know we've sold a lot of the covers, Paulino had just asked about getting the blanks or the Wing Zero cover. We're definitely going to be getting in some more covers as well as blanks. By Wing Zero, I'm assuming you mean the Scon cover that has Vox on there. We are working our best to reorder some of those.
Marvel X, and there's 2 up there as well. Still, the 2 other
Oh,
variants.
yes,
Yep.
and there are 2 wonderful variants over here. We have that beautiful, beautiful one of Moondragon, as well as the premier 1 per store cover. Lots of fun there. Then we dive into Gung Ho. I love this book. Issue number 1 just rocked my world. It is a cool post-apocalyptic tale, but it is not the traditional zombie apocalypse. It brings something far quicker and more dangerous to the game. 2 awesome German creators on this book with some amazing covers, including an awesome Star Wars #1 homage, that Marvel #1 version, A Great Virgin, and other amazing copies of this awesome book I am oh so in love with. You're going to want to hop in on Black Sheep Gung Ho. Hardcore Reloaded hits its 2nd issue from Image this week, while Heartbeat hits its 3rd from Boom. We move onward to Heist, that has Vault fans going crazy. Part of the Vault sale right now. Make sure you take advantage of that. Paul Tobin doing a great job on Heist, or How to Steal a Planet.
Unfortunately, I have not read this one yet, but I am very eager to do so because issues 1 and 2 were killer. This is basically a heist movie. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. Basically, a den of thieves, a team of thieves that have been put together to pull off a heist set in a Blade Runner-esque type of environment and sci-fi futuristic world. A lot of fun, really cool. The characters are my favorite part. The character development in this is fantastic. The artwork is just as good, if not better, than the cover. So it's a great read. Like I said, I can't wait to go home and finish reading it, or actually start reading it. And I have a couple issues that I've picked up that I haven't gotten to yet. So this is one of them, and it's definitely going to be one of the first I get to when I get back.
Heck yeah. Moving onward, we have Infinite Punishment, The Shadows of War, issue number 2 coming, or issue number 3 out. We have Jessica Jones. If you didn't grab this last week, now it's time to hop it in. You probably grabbed it because you love the Jessica Jones role in Incoming, which is setting up all sorts of amazing things. And then we hit another great Ablaze book, as if Gung Ho wasn't great enough, or the wonderful Mirka Andolfo's Unsacred that we'll be talking about later. Check out Kids. This fun story of a zombie apocalypse has the protagonists of a teen to preteen age. And amazingly, it captures the true, raw, cursing and goofy spirit of these characters wonderfully, like these wonderful homages like the Goonies, Lost Boys, Ghostbusters, etc. But, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. It's like literally Walking Dead, where there is no big moment in this, but just like the true spirit of just, this is a zombie apocalypse. It is dark, it is twisted, but you get the goofy fun of how would kids respond in this world. You have characters recording their, various zombie, slapstick aspect in a way almost that reminds me of Zombieland, but you have a darker tone to it as well. A really fun one. I recommend giving a shot. This one could be the big sleeper hit this week. Lolo Woods hits its 2nd issue, part of the Hill House. Joe Hill continuing his awesome stories. This one actually by Cameron Mikado and the artist only known by Danny, and includes the 9th chapter and the Sea Dogs. Marauders, the best X book. Absolutely best X book. Could not be better. Gets Mateo Loli back on the Artisan, and we're going to go to our Krakoan correspondent for a little bit of fun on Katie Pride's best book.
Definitely the best X book of this week. There's only 2 this week. It's my 2nd favorite. This is a good read. This is a fun one. If they were to kill off all but 2, it would be this and X-Force that I would beg that they keep. X-Men a close 3rd. Because actually X-Men is the one that kind of makes the story go along. Yeah. But this one's fun. Kitty Pryde is a badass in this. She takes on Hate Monger, which is really cool. Her, witty banter is always right, just as sharp as her fist. It's a fun, cool read. You get to find out what the, more behind the scenes and who is actually the bad guys in this, the new threat to Krakoa that's been looming over the several last issues, and kind of their motives and who really is behind it, and if there's a betrayal, which is interesting and cool, and it ends on another cliffhanger, big cliffhanger, because remember she can't go through the gate. I won't say anymore.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, stop there. So, for fans of DC's Metal Man, you know, obviously the co-publisher of DC is a huge fan, writing it himself, Dan DiDio, along with the great Shane Davis on interior artwork. We are now a third of the way through the Metal Man 12-issue maxi series with issue number 4 out now. Middle West, Scotty Young and George Corona's great tale of wizardry and magic in the Midwest of America. It's like Harry Potter in America, but better. Issue number 14 out now. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has a great foil variant as we continue our rush towards issue number 50 this week. Well, Ablaze continues on with the unbelievable smash hit of Mirka Andolfo's amazing new series, Unsacred. I don't know how this will tumble by comparison to Mirka Andolfo's upcoming Mercy, which will be a very different genre, but this goofy and wonderful yet often sexy story deals with the devil and angel on your shoulder being in love. Issue number 3 out now. Then we hit the final, not final issue of Once and Future. Stacy's pick of the week. This would have been the last issue of Once and Future, but you guys, as fans, have bought so many copies. You have made this such a massive seller that Kieran Gillen and Dan Mora will be continuing. Issue number 7 will be coming out in March after a 1-month break. This is an awesome series and an awesome ending to the first storyline, not the series, the first storyline, as this continues on as an ongoing. And the only man I know better than myself to talk about this is unquestionably the son of a monster hunter himself, Richard.
Well done. Well done, Kieran and Dan. This is a fantastic series. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. The cool thing, the thing I really like about this, it does officially wrap up the arc. It doesn't leave any loose ends, and you get the conclusion. So if you just wanted to finish it, you can be done. And then when it's done, you go past the ad, and you get the prologue to the next arc, which is really cool. And I can't wait because it's a cool setup. This is the conclusion you've been waiting for, the showdown, the big fight, and it is a masterful series and well worth the read, but very well concluded. Again, well done.
Yeah. Good job, Boom. Good job, guys. Just like that, Boom also, of course, has the amazing Red Mother. We have issues 1 and 2 in stock. It is equally enjoyable, so you're going to want to grab that. These are the same wonderful publisher that is bringing us things like Folklords and Something That's Killing the Children. They are off the hook. Make sure you grab their books. We've, of course, talked about Rising Sun, the amazing new IDW series. We have a restock on that, so make sure you grab that. Well, we dive into the new Dynamite one, Red Sonja, Age of Chaos. This is actually a really fun book. Eric Burnham and writing Jonathan Lau's intense artwork makes everything gritty and far more graphic. We've not had as violent a Red Sonja series recently as this is. Well, it also revives classic Chaos characters like Evil Ernie with this great homage cover to Amazing Spider-Man 300. We have beautiful covers by Perillo as we return Purgatory. Characters beyond just Purgatory, we also have characters like, we don't have Lady Death, sadly, but I'm just fishing for who this wonderful character is. She has an ongoing series by Leah Williams right now from Dynamite. It is Chastity.
Oh, were you waiting for a response from me? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was busy responding to the feed.
Yeah. But a lot of awesome covers. Make sure you come and grab this. This will be a fun one. I'm looking forward to see where this goes. Jonathan Lau's interior artwork is great. The covers are just astounding. And it is a fun thing to see the Chaos Universe revived in such a way. Valiant continues on with Roku, which has been selling incredibly well this issue as we hop into the 4th issue of Cullen Bunn's amazing series about a female assassin who has some rather crazy hair power. Ruins of Ravencroft continues with another one-shot from Frank Thierry, this one focusing on Dracula himself. Great covers there, particularly this wonderful Greg Land one. But
that is cool. I didn't see that cover.
Shazam continues to build up with issue number 10 from Jeff Johns and Dale Eaglesham. We know in issue 13 we will have the return of Superboy Prime, but this one has a particular little bit of fun as the cover does denote in the Gingerbread War. And an absolutely amazing Dustin Nguyen cover there too. Of course, a reminder that last week we had Marvel's video game comic Spider-Man The Black Cat Strikes, part of the DLC from the PS4 Spider-Man game. If you don't have that DLC, just spend your money on this awesome comic and enjoy the story here. Superman issue 19 follows up on the big reveal that Superman is in fact Clark Kent as he tells the world. Now, where is the fallout from this? It's going to be big. Brian Michael Bendis delivers it with the beautiful artwork of Ivan Reyes. Make sure you grab it. Moving on, we have Symbiote Spider-Man. Also from last week, you're right. Same as Spider-Verse, also from a few weeks ago. Vampirella number 7. Actually, man, I can't believe that one is almost sold out. Vampirella continuing to kick butt with Christopher Priest writing this awesome female protagonist. Normally amazing covers. We'll have to get a restock on some of them because we are almost sold out. Don't worry, if you want a sexy dark hair or raven-haired vampire, why not go to Riverdale, where Vampironica gets her second issue. Yes, Veronica, part of the Betty and Veronica mix, the love interest of Archie, gets her second series as a vampire in Vampironica New Blood. Issue 2 out now from the great Frank Thierry, the same man who is bringing us the Tales of Ravencroft, so you know it's solid, with some awesome, awesome covers available there. That Ben Oliver one is just beautiful. The Visitor from Valiant hits the second issue. Well, I don't believe Paul Levitz is putting the Peter Stanchek role back in the Visitor outfit. This one's definitely far more thrilling, shocking, exciting, and violent than Peter Stanchek ever was. Figure out, along with us, the mystery of who the new Visitor is, as Paul Levitz, former editor-in-chief of DC Comics, is kicking butt in his Valiant debut. Some very cool covers available on this one. Then, Ken's Pick of the Week, the one-shot spin-off from Venom, dealing with the son of Venom himself. Web of Venom, the good son, has some amazing story to tell. You're going to want to grab this as we go to our symbiote expert, Richard, for the tale. And he's going to show off a particularly amazing cover of this.
Should I?
Yeah, I don't know.
That is a cool cover.
That is an awesome cover.
A badass cover. If you
tilt the cover, people can't see. There you go.
Which way? That way?
Yep, that way.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, it's in that protective sleeve. So, if you gave up on Dylan waiting for Kate to give you more of him, you jumped off too soon. This one shot is a really fun read. You get to see him using his powers a little bit. Yes, he finally gets to use his powers a little bit. You get to see him with the little secret that he's kept. Sleeper becomes more involved. You get this really cool... So, like, the title is not a mistake. The Good Son. You said to lean it back. The Good Son. Have you ever seen the 90s movie? 80s movie?
Yeah, 80s movies.
Early 90s or late 80s?
It was late 80s.
Called The Good Son with one of the Culkin brothers.
Yep.
This is pretty much that story, but with powered kids. And him and Normie kind of get into it, and it's really cool. Sleeper has to break up the fight, and then you get a cool little extra story at the end about Sleeper and his like kind of backstory, I'm guessing, because it takes place on Clintar. So
yeah,
but it's really cool. So it's a fun read. I'm really excited to see where Dylan goes with this whole thing. So he's kind of becoming an evil little jerk.
Got to keep up with the great Donny Cates Venom story once he gets off of Venom Isle.
Yep.
So moving on, we have the great Mad Cave Studios doing Woven Heart issue number 4, continuing this fun run. Then the iconic and masterful moment as Wonder Woman finally hits issue number 750 with a number of great covers. One for each of the decades she's been alive by major top artists like Joshua Middleton, Brian Boland, Jim Lee, Adam Hughes, J. Scott Campbell, and oh, so many more. Make sure you come and grab them. Oh, I love that Oliver Coipel cover. And lots more to be had. Lots of fun there, and I will also give you the hint right here. It has a big key to the upcoming timeline definition of the DC Universe. We hit the penultimate issue of Wonder Twins. Yes, the Wonder Twins, who will soon be joining the Young Justice Squad as Mark Russell begins to wrap up this awesome tale here. And then we wrap things up with the Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen, issue number 2. Combining the Year of the Villain events with the infected events that started in Superman Batman, we have Lex Luthor going to war with the Batman Who Laughs. And after the end of the first issue, Lex Luthor seems at a major disadvantage. Will he be able to take on some of the greatest heroes ever infected by the same thing that turned Batman into the Batman Who Laughs. You will need to grab this issue to find out. This is where it gets big, and it's just starting at the halfway point here, so make sure you do not miss out. We have first printings available. And those are the new comics for this week, January 22nd, 2020. Thank you all for joining us. We hope to see you later this week, grabbing some of these awesome titles and more, or getting orders in for the things that have already sold out. Thank you all for watching.
Bye.